If John D. Rockefeller were still alive, I can only assume he would be applauding the CEOs of Comcast, AT&T, and Suddenlink for finding a market that no one would suspect the monopolization of. Because cable and internet services are not a tangible product, no one assumes that the product market for these services could possibly be controlled by a single government body or company. However, Suddenlink is monopolizing the Bryan College Station area with its cable and internet services. Most residents of College Station and Bryan are college students. Financially, college is a difficult time for students, so Suddenlink's seemingly monthly rates do seem attractive. However, they come with hidden fees and regulations that the average customer would not know about unless they did a little extra digging. Suddenlink does not have to compete with other providers in the area, therefore they do not have to regulate their services or prices to be competitive. Suddenlink is the only option for every residential house in College Station and Bryan. If we wanted to switch providers, we would not be able to, even if we tried, and trust me, we have. So that's why they don't have to stay competitive, because there's no one that they have to compete against. If there's no one to compete against, then a company is able to charge higher prices for a lower quality product or service. The Sherman Antitrust Act and the Clayton Act were established in the late 1800s and early 1900s in order to prevent anti-competitive practices of this nature. Suddenlink's anti-competitive practices need to be stopped so that the price regulations can be monitored more easily. My own experiences with Suddenlink, including many recent phone calls with them, have opened my eyes to the many injustices they have inflicted upon their customers. Recently, having taken a class regarding internet policy and regulations, I consider myself an expert on this matter and am going to inform you more on the topic today. Today, I will convince all of you that Suddenlink's prices and regulations are unfair and need to be stopped. Broadbandnow.com cites that Suddenlink's cable and internet packages come with a data cap of 250 gigabytes per month per household. If you pay $20 extra per month, you can have 350 gigabytes. However, this is as high as you can go. They don't have any package that offers unlimited data. Now, what this means is that, say your cap is at 250 gigabytes and you use 251, you will be charged $10 extra in addition to your monthly bill. This is a charge that the customer does not see. None of us were informed when they were adding the data cap, so it was kind of just one day we started paying a little more. And so you may be wondering exactly what a data cap means when it comes to your services for cable and internet. So the following examples might help you understand a little bit what I'm talking about. According to their website, Netflix states that probably streaming an hour of standard definition video would use about 1 gigabyte of data. So if that's the truth, then we would assume that watching a movie, because usually most movies are 2 hours, so you would assume watching a movie on Netflix uses 2 gigabytes of your data. So that seems like not a lot at all. If you have 250 gigabytes, obviously you're not watching 250 hours of Netflix every month. However, because College Station is a college town, most residential homes include 4 to 5 students. So let's assume that the average student watches 8 hours of Netflix per week. If a household had 5 people in it, then that would mean 160 gigabytes of their plan would be used on streaming alone. That only allows for 90 gigabytes to be used for the internet, for things like homework and things of that nature. The internet is another service that uses up the data from your plan. And as classes become more hybrid and professors require you to turn things in online, data usage from students is only going to increase, and we're only going to need more and more of it. For example, I had to take a class last semester where I was required to turn in a 3 to 4 page Excel or Access document 2 to 3 times per week and upload it to my course's website. So this also means that general web browsing, according to whistleout.com, can use some of your data as well. So if you're going from Facebook, Twitter, things like that. So a normal college student uses about 4 megabits. That's the speed at which you're going from page to page to page. So at that rate, under 8 hours, you would be at 1 gigabyte. So as I stated earlier, 5-person house is the standard. So imagine 5 people in a house using internet for homework, Facebook, stuff like that all month. I have here a graph from suddenlink.com, from our bill, of our monthly usage. So it's low in the earlier ones because we were away for the summer, but in these last few months, on average, for 5 girls, we used 400 gigabytes of data. Now remember that we have the 350 gigabyte plan, so on average, we are charged $10 more every month. So a recent phone call with Suddenlink, Sophie and I, who took the class with me about internet regulation, we called a representative and were asking her about data caps, complaining and saying it was unfair, and the employee reassured me that every service provider in the area had a data cap. This was not out of the ordinary. So I would now like to remind you that every service provider in the area is Suddenlink. And this statement was also fabricated because I looked online and Verizon offers an internet-only service to its customers, and that has no data cap at all. You can use as much data as you want. It has been established at this point that Suddenlink does not have to charge lower rates or better their services to compete with any other providers, as there are none. I would now like to direct your attention to the definition of a monopoly, as written by organizationsomething.com. A monopoly is a situation in which a single company owns all or nearly all of the market for a given type of product or service. So does that sound a little bit familiar? Because it should. Suddenlink is the only option for the Bryan and College Station area. They do not have to stay competitive, and so by definition, they are a monopoly. But all hope is not lost. Residents of College Station have the best opportunity to change the way their services are received. By writing a letter to the Bryan College Station Utilities Department and addressing your concerns with the monopolization of our cable and internet services, you can get their attention and even maybe persuade them to offer more providers to reestablish a competitive market. And on your handouts, I have provided the address to that department. You can also contact our representative, Greg Abbott, and file a consumer complaint, and I have also included that link on there. And if you just mention in there that you think that there's a monopolization going on, I mean, we need to get someone's attention for this. Because Suddenlink is a much smaller company, customers have a much better chance to change things. And I believe that that's our responsibility, because as college students, we need to recognize when unfair practices are occurring, because these are the companies that we're going to be working for and with in the very, very near future. I've explained why Suddenlink needs to end their data cap and how they have taken a monopolization over the Bryan and College Station area. I've even provided specific examples for residents of the area to help end things and change the way that they're going. Monopolies have been illegal since the late 1800s, and for good reason. Suddenlink has decided to ignore this fact and has taken over the market of the cable and internet sector for Bryan and College Station. Now, if this continues and monopolizations continue to fluster in small college towns without any pushback from the citizens, a snowball effect could occur. And a snowball of this size could be even bigger than U.S. Steel. Do you guys have any questions for me? Yes, sir.
Have you contacted other service providers?
Yes. My roommate, Sophie, and I, when I was talking about earlier, we called Xfinity, and because we were really fed up after we got off the phone with that Suddenlink lady, and they talked to us for 45 minutes and asked us where we lived and what we used the internet for, and if it was a house or apartment, got all this information from us, and 45 minutes later they said, we can't service that area, that's only for Suddenlink.
Yeah. What about businesses? Can they receive unlimited data?
If you're a business, you can get unlimited data, but okay, so ours is, we have 15 megabits, that's our speed of our connection. And that's for $35 a month for like our cable, internet, and everything, but our cap is at 350 gigabytes. But if you're a business, you can pay $250 a month and get a slower speed with no cap. So that's fair. Anybody else? Thank you.